Good morning, friends. Welcome back, YouTube. I hope you all had a great weekend. I know I did. Just nice and relaxing. Just chilled out, did some funny things, and preparing for some very fun times ahead. I hope you're all ready. I hope you restored and replenished mental capital this last little while. The delivery has not been so great for quite some time, and it's not like there wasn't trades to be had. It's just that the times in which we were looking for deliveries just weren't the greatest. Now that comes with the unorganized price of summertime. It does that, and you got to prepare for that. But when it is pristine, that's when you want to really put some oomph behind it. So the information that we got was we took this sell side liquidity pool, and I guess it didn't want that. So I was assuming that was going to be breached, and it was not. We found our bullish order block here in our discount environment, took market structure here on the daily time frame, and continued on the uptrend. Now, the only pullback we've really gotten so far is here and here. So we've got definitely an uptrend going. So I'm not going to get in the way of that personally. You can if you want, but not me. So we're up here, and this is just what we're doing. We created a swing low, and the highest high of those swing low of the three candles that created is right there. So that's what I'm aiming for. If you remember, I was here temporarily bearish, and I've been aiming for previous day's high on all these candles ever since this candle's creation on this close here. So I have been aiming for previous day high and previous day high. Now I'm definitely really aiming for it. Not that I wasn't before, but look, I am not ever calling a top, not yet, and it's not even close to time yet. So yeah, anyway, aiming for that sucker there. So where are we gonna find a bottom? Oh man, with the movement that we had over the weekend with crypto, I was really counting on a new day opening gap to the upside. So I was thoroughly surprised not to see one. With the settlement on or off, it changes nothing. Just crazy. So midnight, I know the candles open is going to be right here, but I'm going to use midnight as my open. Therefore, I'm considering now to close above this down close candle. Therefore, I'm going to use this as a price point to get long tomorrow morning if it's offered. Okay, and if it starts reaching lower, I'm going to use if it wants to reprice lower, I'm going to use the premium of this gray pool. But I don't see it wanting to go down there. It can, but it looks like it's done its job. It reclaimed this fair value gap here. No, they do not expire. They turn into something else. And we created a swing low. So right now, I'm just happy to come up here. So if we take this range from here to here, you know, can it come up into a premium? Absolutely it can. So if we pull it bearishly, like say we did have a bearish bias and we were calling a top. Well, what would that look like? You see how the 786 here comes up into the, lower part of this bearish order block? That would be where I would want to get short. So because I'm bullish, I want to see that blasted through. I want the order flow to prove to me that it's bullish here with a very violent close above this price point here. So this is all I'm really interested in, okay? We've got Monday, no news. So you're going to have some favorable price action. It typically doesn't work in a dynamic range. Now this one did. This one, to my surprise, was hilariously cool. But that doesn't always happen. So it is, this tomorrow is favorable. It is favored. And then we've got Tuesday, and you're, permitted to trade any day you want, but most of you and many of you know the rules for why you wouldn't want to get into a trade when you wake up for AM session in New York. So that could be, why you first frame, why wouldn't you want to be in a trade? And then consider looking for a model if you need one. If it drops into a pool of liquidity for I think we got 2 10 a.m. news drivers. We got one Tuesday, Wednesday. One's Jolts, I think. One's PMI. I can't remember. But go check it out. Forexfactory.com. 2 news drivers, or 1 for Tuesday, Wednesday, 10 a.m. That's when I'm looking for the Judas. So we're going to have to be a little bit more patient those 2 days. Wednesday is supposed to be non-farm employment change. Okay, Friday is supposed to be non-farm payroll. There might be a government shutdown coming, and we might not get any NFP release. We might not get a release of any numbers. I don't have any data for this. I don't know how to treat this week. As far as forecasting price action on a weekly basis right now, that's a little bit tricky to do. And if you go to the weekly chart, well, you'll see we could go up or we could go down, right? Now, if we were to lose that bullish order block on the daily chart, immediately I'm coming in here and there's a fair value gap right in here. But I wanted to prove to me that it's not bullish. Okay, and we'll grade that tail. And that'll be the tell all, right? So if we want to reprice into that gap or this one, I would love this to not be repriced to. If we don't reprice into this gap, we are going so much higher. So not only do we have this wild time that happens like once every million years where we might not get an NFP release. So this is going to be going in my data set just in case this ever arises again. So I'm going to be doing a lot of hyper analyzing this week and seeing how now into midnight's price is operating. Every every Asian range, every central bank dealers range, every single one of them. I'm going to be hyper journaling this week. Okay, what is going on this week that makes it so special? Okay. Traditionally, October in the fourth quarter is pretty cool. And it's time. And I can feel everybody's frustration, and it's not like I'm not in that boat. We want our cycle to pop off. And this has been dragging on for too long. But I'm telling you, it's designed this way. They do it on purpose. You just need to hold longer than everybody else, and you'll make it. So October, it opens. So not only do you have this weird thing with the government shutdown and somebody getting fired, then you've got the month overlapping in the middle of the week. That always throws me in a time loop. Okay, and my private students will confirm, like, some days I'll be looking for something specific, but it'll either materialize right after the electronic trading hours opens. So in other words, from 6 p.m. till 8 p.m., all of a sudden price is doing exactly what I wanted to see it do for the day, or the following day. That exact same. So it's just something I can't pinpoint how, but I definitely know it's coming. Okay. So keep it real. We're just, like I said, a lot of hyper analyzing. This week we could not take the all-time high. Create a swing high in here. Next week, come down just a little bit. And then for the rest of October, just start losing it. I would really like it to trade down first. But it seems that this specific asset is in turbo butthole mode. and you don't want to get in the way of it. There's not a lot of retracements when it's in this mood. So be very, very, very careful, okay, you guys, especially this week. This is the week where it's the beginning of the month. So this is where people are like, mentally, they're like, oh yeah, it's a new month and everything's going to be cool. And then you get in and you touch NFP and then it just slaps you sideways. So Monday, favorable. Tuesday, wait till after 10 if you can. If it does the thing, expect 10 a.m. to drive your trade in the right direction. Okay. Wednesday, if there's an FOMC, no, not this week, Wednesday, it's, again, use discernment, but I'm typically done trading by opening bell Wednesday. Thursday is the day you're looking for the information. What happens Thursday? And then Friday, that's the big trading day. Okay, that's NFP. If there is an NFP. So again, I don't know how to treat this week. It's going to be a learning experience for myself. But gun to my head, I say we go up, and these are the only two levels that I'm interested in right now. If we lose that mean threshold, if we lose mean threshold, I'm not interested in, well, that gray pool. So just somewhere right in here. I'll permit it to take that one, but I don't want it to take that. Okay, so you have, it's not that I'm calling both directions. I'm telling you flat out, I have no idea. Okay, I just want to make that abundantly clear for anyone in the back. I'm giving you specific price points that if we lose, this is where I would expect price to go to. And then we'll reanalyze what happens. God bless you all. Thank you all for joining. I hope you guys had a great weekend and have a safe trading week this week. See you soon.